The humble Lincoln penny, often overlooked in pocket change, yet occasionally hiding extraordinary value. Today we're examining two copper treasures that command shocking premiums, the 1967 and 1993 pennies. Not just ordinary cents, but specific varieties that can be worth thousands. And the best part? They might be sitting in your coin jar right now. Let's start with the 1967 Lincoln Memorial Cent. At first glance, nothing special, one of billions minted that year at the Philadelphia Mint. But among those billions lurks an exceptional error that drives collectors wild, the 1967 double-die obverse penny. This isn't just any minor doubling. When the die that struck these pennies was created, it was impressed multiple times at slightly different angles, creating a dramatic doubling effect visible to the naked eye. Look carefully at Lincoln's profile, particularly the lettering in Liberty and the date. You'll see distinct separation, almost like a shadow, especially in the letters LIB and in the numbers 196 of the date. What makes this double die so significant is both its rarity and its prominence. While other double dies might require magnification, the 1967 shows obvious doubling without any tools. It ranks among the top 10 most dramatic double dies in Lincoln cent history. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 3 billion pennies in 1967, but numismatic experts estimate fewer than 50 genuine examples of this double die variety have been authenticated. That scarcity creates a perfect storm of desirability when combined with its dramatic visual appeal. In terms of value, this isn't your everyday pocket change. Even in circulated condition, a genuine 1967 double die will command $1,000 to $3,000. Find one in mint state condition, particularly MS-65 or better, and you're looking at $7,000 to $12,000. The auction record belongs to a pristine MS-67 example that sold for an astonishing $14,100 at a heritage auction in 2019. Here's where it gets fascinating. The 1967 double die wasn't widely known until the mid-1990s, nearly 3 decades after production. Unlike earlier famous double dies like the 1955 or 1969 S, which were discovered shortly after minting, these 1967 varieties slipped into circulation largely unnoticed. This means many examples were lost to time, either still circulating anonymously or discarded, making surviving specimens even rarer. Authentication is crucial with this variety. The market has seen numerous counterfeits and machine-doubled examples that mimic true hub doubling. True double dies show consistent, uniform doubling resulting from the hub and die creation process. Machine doubling, by contrast, produces a flatter, more irregular appearance often mistaken for the real thing. If you suspect you have this rarity, look for doubling that shows actual separation between the primary and secondary images, not just a smeared or flattened appearance. The doubling appears most prominently on the obverse, particularly in Liberty, while the reverse typically shows no abnormalities. Remarkably, some 1967 double dies have been discovered in original bank-wrapped rolls, preserved in near-perfect condition for decades. One collector in Minnesota found 3 examples in a single inherited roll in 2006, netting him over $20,000 for coins his grandfather had set aside simply because they were uncirculated. The copper composition itself carries historical significance. The 1967 penny contains 95% copper and 5% zinc, making its metal value about 2 cents today, double its face value. This was among the last generations of predominantly copper cents before the 1982 switch to zinc with copper plating, representing the end of an era in American coinage. Now let's turn our attention to a more recent numismatic treasure, the 1993 Lincoln cent specifically. We're looking at the 1993 double die obverse penny, another remarkable error that has coin enthusiasts searching through their collections and change jars. The 1993 double die stands as one of the most significant penny varieties of the modern era. The doubling occurred during the hubbing process at the Philadelphia Mint, when the die received multiple impressions that weren't perfectly aligned. The result? Dramatic doubling visible primarily in the motto Liberty and the date. Under magnification, you'll notice distinct separation in the lettering, particularly the L and B of Liberty and in God We Trust. What sets this doubled die apart is that it appeared during a time when the Mint had implemented technological improvements specifically designed to eliminate such errors. Despite these advancements, nature found a way, creating one of the most collectible cents of the last 30 years. The Philadelphia facility struck over 5.6 billion pennies in 1993, but only a tiny fraction display this doubled die variety. The 1993 double die was discovered relatively quickly after production, first reported in numismatic publications in late 1993 and early 1994. This faster discovery, compared to the 1967 variety, meant that collectors could begin searching for specimens before many were lost to circulation or copper meltdowns. In terms of market value, these coins command impressive premiums. In circulated condition, expect to pay $300 to $500 for an authenticated example. Uncirculated specimens in MS-63 or MS-64 typically sell for $700 to $1,200. For premium examples graded MS-65 or higher, prices escalate rapidly, with exceptional MS-67 specimens bringing $3,000 to $4,500 at major auctions. The highest price ever recorded was $6,325 for a perfect MS-68 red example sold in 2018. One fascinating aspect of the 1993 double die is its composition. Unlike the 1967 penny, the 1993 consists of a zinc core, 97.5%, with a thin copper plating, 2.5%. This makes proper storage crucial, as any damage to the copper layer can expose the zinc underneath, which deteriorates much more rapidly. Many examples show spotting or discoloration due to this composition. The 1993 double die also has an interesting discovery story. A bank teller in Boston first noticed the oddity while counting rolled coins. He set aside several rolls that appeared unusual, later finding they contained multiple double die specimens. His quick eye netted him roughly $30,000 from coins that would have otherwise been handed out as change. Authentication challenges with this variety are significant. There are numerous 1993 cents with machine doubling, a mechanical artifact of the striking process that can mimic true hub doubling. True doubled dies show consistent, uniform doubling throughout the affected areas, while machine doubling typically appears more irregular and often has a squished or smeared appearance. The popularity of this coin received an unexpected boost in 2006 when it was featured in a television documentary about valuable modern coins. This exposure created a second wave of interest nearly 15 years after its minting, demonstrating how media attention can significantly impact numismatic markets. For collectors, the 1993 double die represents an interesting study in accessibility. Unlike many rarities that are financially out of reach for average enthusiasts, this variety remains attainable enough that dedicated searchers can still reasonably hope to find one, either through roll hunting or in dealer inventories at coin shows. So there you have it, two seemingly ordinary pennies that tell extraordinary stories. The 1967 and 1993 double die cents remind us that numismatic treasures don't always come in the form of gold or silver. Sometimes, the most valuable coins are the ones that appear, at first glance, to be worth exactly 1 cent. These coins also teach us the value of careful observation. Most people wouldn't look twice at these pennies if they appeared in their change. But the knowledgeable collector, armed with information and a keen eye, recognizes potential value where others see only pocket change. Whether you're hunting through rolls from the bank or examining inherited collections, remember, remarkable rarities like these are still circulating today. And who knows? The next great numismatic discovery might be sitting in your coin jar, just waiting to be found.